It makes you be more mindful of how you speak. That's why we be like talking about money funny instead of being like, I'm broke. I be trying not to say I'm broke because nothing is broken over here.
And that I just don't have all my money right now.
Yeah. My money is circling around the universe. The universe right now. I'm just waiting on it to come back like the Thor hammer.
Yeah, like the little boomerang.
Thor hammer just waiting.
But that's why you got to put your hands up so you can receive it.
Okay. But you got to open your hands, because if your hands is tight,
trying to hold on to the little bit money
that $2 you got.
I like that song.
Yeah. Hey y'all,
what's poppin'?
Welcome back to Life with Arie. How are you feeling? Are you feeling? Aren't you just feeling special?
Oh,
no, I didn't.
Oh,
did you see?
Yeah,
a little bit. I tried.
I saw what you did.
Aren't you feeling great? Yeah, I tried.
Okay.
So, here's the thing. so we talked about getting to the money. We talk about generational wealth and all this stuff. And we also talk about how we ain't got no money, right?
Well, I didn't say that. I don't have it.
Well, I'm not where we want to be.
Okay.
So, this video is going to be like talking about our journey to generational wealth and what we have done, the ideas we have, and things we want to do moving forward, and so on and so forth. So in this video, that's what we gonna chop it up about.
I think it's important to talk about like where we came from, and that not give this whole long deep spiel about our past and our family, but I think it's important for people to see what our relationship with money is like and what that looks like. So it's important to note that my dad's family, his mom and dad, owned their own store in Chicago. Toy store. But really it's kind of like a Walgreens back in the day. This was before Walgreens, CVS, Walmart was super popular. So they used to give everything. They used to have candy, balloons. They used to do balloons. They used to have ceramics. They had slushies. Those are so good. them lemon cookies and strawberry cookies. Batteries, stuff like that. Like toys, games. So any like your little pop-up shop, not pop-up shop, but your store where you just go to get whatever you need.
Yeah, it was that one.
Yes. But the point is they were entrepreneurs. They own their own business. They bought a building. They bought 2 buildings. One ended up burning down in a fire, and then they ended up getting another one. But like this is where we come from. My mom's side of the family, they were more so like in the army, in the military, and like raising families, having like these long jobs. I think my granddad used to work for the post office for years after he got out the military. So,
those were the long jobs.
Yeah,
long pensions.
When they gave you the benefits, so you just stayed there for 40 years, and it was good.
And life was simple.
Yeah. So, that's where we came from. And so then, like our dad has his own real estate company. My mom,
with his sister.
Yes, with his sister, and actually, they used to have a daycare. They owned a daycare at one point.
Yeah.
So we come from a family of entrepreneurs. Now, we are hustlers too. So like
by nature.
Yeah, by nature, they hustle. My dad still hustle when he feel like it. Not feel like it, but
that man still hustle.
He'll hustle till forever.
Like that.
I think he'll retire and hustle. Like even if he don't got to, he just don't like to sit still.
Yeah.
So that's that. So we don't come from though we are not millionaires, we don't come from lack. And our family in a lot of ways is wealthy. We have a lot of like our relationships are wealthy. We have a strong knit family. Our health, we prioritize health, so we have wealth in our health. So we prioritize wealth in different ways, but financially, I think they laid the groundwork for us. They laid the foundation, so we're just trying to take it from where they laid it.
Yeah, and laid the foundation, and now it's almost like, I guess the part that becomes stressful, like our cousins, you got sheriffs and state troopers, and then you have I mean, on the other side, doctors, trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Grinders.
Like, who?
Grinders, because they're grinding.
Yeah, like, for real. Because, and I think that's where we are. I would say us two and our cousin, I feel like we are in similar spaces where we are trying to create something that has never been seen in
I think that's a lot of our cousins, though. I think that's the generation.
Okay.
I would say overall, we're just trying to make it work, like, just working for ourselves. A lot of us work for ourselves, to be honest.
Yeah.
In one capacity or another.
Yeah, so it's just us navigating something we haven't seen, trying to make it lucrative, and also trying to be our best hype man because people looking at us crazy like, okay, why don't y'all just get a real job? Why don't y'all know they hiring? And
I think it's important to just remember, it's a reminder to myself that everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is not linear. So, you know, you could put in a whole bunch of work for 10 years and it take 1 year to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I guess it took you 11 years to become a millionaire, or you can just work at your job and make $100,000 forever.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find passion in what I do. Passion and purpose. I'm trying to have it collide. Yeah. And not just trying to do something just for the sake of money or, you know. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I was talking to my therapist and she was like, it's not that you're trying to find a job, you're trying to find a vocation. And she kept asking me, like, why is community engagement important to you? Like, what about it is? And that's, I said I wanted to make
it's the hat. It's like,
I don't know.
Heavy.
Nah, I'm just playing. I want to make an impact. I want to make a difference. I don't want to just work just to work. Yes, I could go make money. You know, I got licenses and all this stuff. I can hustle and make money, but I want to do both, kind of. And she said, well, you can work and go volunteer somewhere and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to work it out. But, okay. Yeah. So she was like, you're not just trying to work just to work. You're trying to make it make sense. It makes sense.
It makes sense. Okay. Need both. So when it comes down to, so in that same line, I will say, I know I said this before, but I would go broke investing in me any day, right? And I check my bank accounts. I hate doing that when money looking funny. I don't really like looking as often.
That's rude.
But I checked and realized I got to, you know, when you have your savings goals and stuff like that, I hit my savings goals at least 3 times. And then there was a transition in my life every single time as soon as I hit it.
That's interesting. Why do you think that is?
Well, it was when I started my business. So that was me investing in my business with all them stimulus checks and stuff like that. And then when I had an idea for a big event and that flopped, that money was like that. And then recently ending career, switching careers, going into entrepreneurship full time, and that's when, you know, money got funny because entrepreneurship wasn't doing what it needed to do. Okay, but of course I would be wiser in certain instances of how I spend my money. But when it comes to my finances from my business, I invested in different things because, like,
that's really the only way you can figure out what works, what don't work.
Yeah, and so I don't have any regrets about business money, like, so I use that, you know, that's different. But my personal finances, I could have used that to invest differently this time around. So I will say I would also like to get into investing, and I know that you are pretty good at it or trying to figure that out. So if you want to.
Yeah, okay. So number one, as we talked about before, my dad is in real estate. So I really started investing. He had an investment property, and I was still in Atlanta.
A few properties.
But the first one,
a
couple years ago, and I was still in Atlanta. And he's like, well, it was my introduction to, I think I was like mid-20s at that point. And he was saying, like, okay, well, here's the investment property. You know, you invest this much and this is the return. So I'm like, okay, well, I got extra money. So here, you can just And I was like, that's a good way to invest because, like,
I like
mind
it.
you, when you're investing, you're not investing money that you need. For the most part. For the most part. I mean, unless you can get like a quick return, you give somebody $500 and they flip it. I'm not talking about the scammers. I'm talking about the real deal Holyfield stuff, okay? But I think I might have, I don't know how much I gave them and how much I got back. But getting 15% return or 20% return on your money with money that you're not doing anything with, or at the time for me, my money was sitting in a regular savings account. Like I wasn't doing anything with it. So, and you know that money don't get no money. Maybe a cent a month.
Yeah.
What is that? And I know y'all using my money to make money on y'all money. Like,
banks.
Ridiculous. So either way, that's how I first started. And then when I moved home from Atlanta, during COVID, I started learning about ETFs and stocks and all of that stuff. So I downloaded Robinhood, and it's just an app that you can use. And for me, it's an easier way to navigate learning how to buy stocks and ETFs and stuff like that.
And you still have?
Yeah, okay. Still have Robinhood.
So click the link in the...
Yeah, no, for real. Actually, I'm gonna put it down there. For real. So I can get a little coin, because if you download it, then we both get some free stocks. And mind you, the free stocks, they could be anything. And the stocks that I have been invested in lately have been dividend stocks. So you just put your money in and they give you a certain percentage every quarter, I believe it is. So just small things like that. I took my money out of a regular savings account, and by no means are we professionals. So do these things at your own risk. I can't talk anymore. At this point, this is video 1200.
Throat chakras are off.
Hey, what's the color for your chakras? What's orange? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see later.
That might be root.
So we're grounded.
That might be root.
Maybe I should slow down. I think
red is sacral.
Okay. So yeah. So now we'll talk about finances. I'm just playing. So that's that.
Oh, it might be actually sacral.
I don't know exactly what I was talking about, but I think I said I transitioned out of my regular savings account to a high yield savings account. So it's just a higher return on my money that's sitting in the bank right now. And that's like my emergency funds.
Yeah.
One thing I was doing was looking at YouTube videos and kind of walking it through with my Robinhood. So taking some of that expertise, and it really did help. One of the dudes I follow, Chris Sang, he's on YouTube, but you know what he was talking about. At the end of the day, all of this stuff is a risk. Yeah. There is no guarantee, but at the same time, you know, this is money that you can afford to. And I'm not going to even call it playing around, but this is money that you can afford to invest and just kind of see what happens. Because there will be times where you invest your money and you lose it sometimes.
Yeah.
Even in the houses, like investing in properties and things like that, there is no guarantee. When you invest in property, you still have a lot of things that can come into play. The market.
Yeah.
When you buy the house and you say, okay, I'm going to just spend $10,000 to fix it up, and then I'm gonna sell it for $30,000 more than what I bought it for, right? Give me a nice little profit. Well, the market could tank, and you do all of that for what? So, and then also you're dealing with people, so contractors might not come in and do what they said when they said they was gonna do it. So now you waiting, and now you paying extra bills. It's a whole thing. So at the end of the day, there is no guarantee. Do the best that you can with the wisdom that you have. Talk to some professionals and go on that. Move on.
Yeah.
So I have Robinhood. I also have Charles Schwab. That's good. I use Robinhood to kind of inform me and give me more detail about the stocks, and then I invest in Charles Schwab. But I like both.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I would have to start getting into that aspect of it. But this video is gonna be like just basically like telling y'all literally some things that we have done, and also maybe inviting you to do certain things when it comes down to
money habits,
or even the spiritual side of money. So I'm gonna step in and talk about my letter that I created for the family. So this was like circa 2020,
2021. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with 2021 then.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with 2020.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 2020. So basically, around like 2018, God told me, or placed on my heart, we'll say that. God placed on my heart that I was gonna get my student loans paid off. in full, right? And it was like, said that in church services, said that like a one-on-one time, and it was just like some stuff, it just sounds crazy, and some stuff you make up, but when it's like consistent and it's you hear it often, and it's the same message over and over, and it's not a bad thing. Like, so yeah, my student loan's gonna get paid off. So if you need to write something off, I got it.
For real.
We got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for a good cause.
It is for a good cause.
True. We can help you out with your nonprofits. We can put in some work, and you can just pay them off. And we're talking to the wealthy folks. If you ain't wealthy, we ain't talking to you. Yeah, go ahead.
If you can
before somebody get offended, like, who are you talking to? I'm talking to you. Get wealthy and pay my student loans off.
I'm talking to you.
I charge you.
So
I invite you to get wealthy.
I invite you to get wealthy so you can pay my student loans off. That works for your next tax season. Amen. Okay, so basically, I read a book by Joel Osteen. Maybe it's called Further Faster. I'm gonna go with Further Faster. And basically, he was just saying, like, God, take me further faster. So what's going to take people 10 years or something, it's going to take me 1 or 2. When it comes down to business, whatever, like, so I believe that wholeheartedly that I am on a fast track. The way them spiritual torments and spiritual warfares I had, it meant that I was right where I was supposed to be, and it's going to be accelerated. So in the book, he basically said there was a couple who was trying to have a baby, and medically they could not. And so they basically, it's like you write a letter to God. You petition to God, basically reminding him of what he said. God, you said that we would multiply and be fruitful, you know? So you're just reminding him of what he said. So I was like, okay, bet. Like, I can do that about my finances. Like, that's easy. So when it came down to my family, I text the group one 2020, I believe, and I said, hey, it's been on me to send y'all this, so like, let's do it. Let's get into it. So I charged the family to write out all of their debts, and if, like, I'm talking house debt, car debt, credit card,
student
loans, and
whatever else.
Whatever else. Doctor bills, anything, like, and then I said, if it's paid, right next to it, like if it says car loan, put paid in full. And so we did that, and then I had my dad pray over it after we talked about it, because we added everything up and we had a number.
It was less than $1 million.
It was less than $1 million.
I think it might have been less than half a mil.
No, hell no.
Like 700 something.
Hell no. The mug was hitting 9s.
Okay, but to be fair, we got houses.
You know what? Yeah. So it wasn't close to that. But the update that happened maybe like a year later. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got about 6 cars. All of them were paid off that next year, because it was stimulus checks from 2020 from COVID, and it was also like extra payments that people just kept putting on their cars. And so the next update, the car loans and every section was paid in full. So that was pretty good to see. Yeah. My brother and sister-in-law were able to get into their dream home faster because they were able to like sit down and focus on their money. They were also, people was getting promotions and things like that in that year as well. But when they came, because they live in different states, so when they came to the house, we read the God you said. So it was literally going by talking about, again, like God you said, we will multiply. You said we will lend to many nations and never borrow from one. Like, and then I will put the scripture right next to it. There were at least like 45 things that I wrote. And so I had everybody go around reading it one by one until we finished that whole paper. So when it comes down to finances, and when it comes down to spirituality, God is not just a money machine, but in the Bible, it does have money in there, and God is Jehovah Jireh, our provider. And if he plants these visions in your mind and in your heart, he is going to provide a way for you to see them out and see them through. So God is not just all about money. I don't want that to be, because I had somebody correct me one day, and I was just like, don't correct me, because I said what I said. God is not just about money, but he put that in there saying, I basically, it's Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy.
Like 3:18. And he's basically saying, I provide so that you can do what I need you to do. So I gotta find that, but I'm like, that's all I need right there.
And for those who are not aware, it's for the love of money.
Oh yeah, the lust for money, or the money miser, the people who are stingy with their money and stuff like that. Like, those are the ones who God ain't gonna be providing for. But it's the ones who are freely giving themselves, giving financially, giving where they can. The tithers,
yeah,
the 10%.
I was about to add that too. That I tithe, even when I'm not making much money, I tithe, because at the end of the day, I think it helps me mentally to say this money doesn't belong to me. And that also helps me to say, like, that I'm not limited to just this money physically that's in my hand. Like, if I give freely, that's in all aspects of my life, and that means that somebody out there is willing to give to me freely.
Yeah, and somebody made a good point and said basically, like, if God gave you $1 million right now, all he's asking is for 10%. He said the rest of the 90 is yours, but you wouldn't have this million if he didn't give it to you in the first place. So it's almost like giving back, because it's like a thank you. It's like this wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And it's giving back to churches. Some people think churches is, it's for the pastor so they can live off your money, depending on if they got private jets or not. That ain't got nothing
they
to
might
do.
But I also give to other people, so sometimes some of my tithe will go to somebody that I know is in need, or a couple of people, or it doesn't. Most of the time it does go to the church, just because I know what my pastor is doing with the money. I just see it, right?
Yeah.
But I also know that tithing or giving, it's for also your neighbor too. I know a pastor one time said, don't be giving to the homeless people or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was out of context as well too.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go back.
Some people took that and ran with it, and I don't necessarily know. I can't tell you verbatim what was said, but I don't think he said it like that. People like taking clips.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
I take that back.
I would have to watch the whole video. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't
think
he said
I think it's just important to give freely, like you said, so that I can receive freely, and that also it helps me mentally to say money is a resource. We need resources.
Yeah.
We used to live on barter systems. We didn't used to go around paying for stuff. You cut my grass and I'll make you some shoes. And the old girl over there will make you some bread and you go cut her grass. Cut everybody grass, get you some shoes, some bread, and
get you some shoes.
Get your hair did.
Get your hair did.
Hey, what?
Yeah. And so I think okay, so another thing too, I think it's important how you view money. Your money mindset is very important. Like, it's just interesting, like, when the more you read upon stuff, and the older you get, the more you think back to your childhood. Like, not that anything was wrong, or not to, bash anybody or anything, but it's just like some stuff you be like, that's interesting. So saying to your kids, I read this somewhere, but saying to your kids, no, we can't have McDonald's right now. We can't afford it.
We don't have McDonald's money.
Yeah, well, we can't afford it. It's literally creating a lack mindset. It's just, no, McDonald's is not in our, in
our budget right now.
Yeah, like, that's not, no, it's no food right now.
We have food at home.
You got food at home. But when you start saying we can't afford it, because it makes you be more mindful of how you speak. That's why we be like talking about money funny, instead of being like, I'm broke. I be trying not to say I'm broke, because nothing is broken over here.
And that I just don't have all my money right now.
Yeah. My money is circling around the universe.
Circulating.
The universe right now. I'm just waiting on it to come back like the Thor hammer.
Yeah, like the little boomerang.
Thor hammer just waiting.
But that's why you got to put your hands up so you can receive it.
But you got to open your hands, because if your hands is tight,
trying to hold on to the little bit of money
that $2 you got, that $2 gonna be gone. God gonna give you a bill for $4. Telling you.
Yeah. I think my biggest thing, okay, so what is your relationship with money right now?
My relationship with money is learning discipline with my money. But I'm also still in a space where if I died tomorrow, money, like, it's okay. Like, but it's in moderation. Some days it's good to eat at home, even though you don't want to. And some days it's good to go out to eat.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle of where I used to be as far as just spend it. I got this money, why not spend it?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that all the time. But I am in a space now where if this is the life I want to live, then it's time to start working for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at. Like, okay, you want to go out to eat tomorrow? Sure, make that money with your business. Try to get
some advertisement.
Orders. No, for real. Try to get some orders or try to post. If you don't post and make an effort to making money, and you just going out to eat, now you tripping. So I make the effort. One of my posts hit 2.5 and 2.5,000, and in like less than 2 hours, I said,
you deserve
going out to eat today.
You deserve a burger.
But yeah, money mindset right now is it's give and take. I think it's equal give and take. Before it was giving. Last season was take, and now this one is equal give and take, and just being mindful. That's where I'm at right now. But money finds me, and money's circling towards me, and money is on its way to me. So money is a very
you are a money magnet.
Yeah, I'm a money magnet. So it's coming. I know.
Yeah.
So the mindset is different. But yeah. What about yours?
If I could be honest, I've been on unemployment for the last few months and still been looking for jobs. So I just haven't been kicking it with my feet up. But today was the last day that I received my last check. It's been a blessing. At the same time, I had made up in my mind, even because I knew today was the last day. I made up in my mind. I say, Lord, I don't know what you got going for me or what's about to happen, but I just trust that I'm gonna be okay. And I really, truly meant that. I wasn't anxious about it and said, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What I did was plan out what I need to pay for right now.
Yeah. What
bills I have right now that need to be taken care of, and then make a plan moving forward. So one thing I try to do is budget. Well, I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stay where I am, and we can talk about budgeting and stuff like that.
Okay.
Another thing though, I can say that I am like, I need money. Yeah. It's like half me like, Lord, I trust you, but the other half is like, I need money. Like what I need to do, and it's not about. I'm in an active mode, so it's not about me just hoping money fall on my lap and me not putting in work for it. I don't mind putting in work for it, but what do I need to do to get that done?
Yeah.
I got goals.
And with that mindset though, also got to be mindful of that's still holding on to it.
I agree. So I'm trying to let it flow.
Yeah, because I had to let that go. I had to let it go.
Yeah, I am right there right now. I ain't gonna hold you. Half of me is like, and the other half is like, Lord, I trust whatever's about to happen. So I just gotta be more mindful of how I'm spending the money. But then a part of me, I think I'm in quarters right now, because a part of me is like, girl, just use your credit card, girl. You be all right. You be all right. You done paid off credit cards before. Look, I done transfer balances.
Hey,
I'm good until about December.
That balance transfer is helpful.
It's a blessing.
12 months, 0 APR, please. Give me a break.
But the point is to not keep spending, because I don't want to be in the cycle.
Yes.
Of having to transfer a balance, But the beautiful thing is, if I need to spend it on a credit card, I'm good. At the end of the day, I'm good.
Yeah, no, definitely got
if I have to,
nice enough balance, but the goal is to not.
And ultimately,
for me,
you can save as much as you want to. You need income.
Yeah,
you need income. The point is to get ahead. The point is to get ahead so that you don't have to kind of like spend your income on bills and stuff like that. I mean, past bills, like past credit card balances and stuff like that. The point is you pay for what you need to pay for today.
Yeah, spend what you earn.
Yeah, what you earn today, and put some in savings and go about your business. I love living ahead. Y'all know what that feels like? And if you don't, we need to talk about how you can get there, because I love living ahead and not having to pay off old balances or all the money that's coming to me right now. I gotta pay.
That's called.
I done went out to eat.
Being present.
I didn't went out to eat 2 weeks ago, and I'm still paying for it. Like,
So being present, that's not living ahead. That's spend as you earn. That's being present.
It is living ahead.
How?
I just feel like, because I have savings now. Like, I can use the money that I would be spending on credit cards, stuff like that. I could.
That's still present moment.
I think it's living ahead.
It's if I'm making money.
You staying ahead of the game.
It's ahead of the game, but that's also
what I'm saying.
Well, but it's still it's present moment. You have income and you can spend that money. Paying ahead is like,
I didn't say pay ahead.
I mean, well, preparing for ahead, whatever you talking about. The goal is to be present. I'm trying to be present, but it's having your money work for you. That's the ahead of the game. Yeah. I earned this 7 months ago, and I got it already. Yeah. That's the ahead that I'm trying to live.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You put your money in savings, and then. But
I
shouldn't even keep saying savings. I should put
yeah.
Go ahead.
Because that's what I'm like. That's not.
Yeah. I shouldn't even keep saying savings. I meant to say
investment.
Yeah. Okay,
that's ahead. But there was something that said basically middle class is always worried about your credit, how important it is to have a high credit score because you can't do anything without it. And rich people mindset is, how can my money work for me? Not necessarily anything about credit, or I mean, obviously some stuff you need good credit to get certain things, but that I guess shouldn't be necessarily the focus.
And to be fair, if you're paying cash for stuff, and mind you, this is a whole thing because I'm not a professional, but I also know that you need credit. Like, credit is helpful in a lot of circumstances. You can just put stuff on credit. Why spend $300? Even though I have $300,000 to spend on a house, why even put all my money in cash in one spot?
Yeah,
like that?
Because you need more
unless I'm
cash
a drug
available. Dealer. I mean, well, yeah, I guess.
But either way.
So, but I would say when it comes down to your money mindset is more so figuring out where you are when it comes to your finances now. Are you the one who be saying, I'm broke all the time? Like, are you putting that negative words, negative energy out there? And then because people used to say, if you put your purse on the floor, you're gonna be broke. I'd be like, man, listen, I done seen days where I put the purse on high ground and
still ain't had no money in that mud.
Still was looking funny. Mm-hmm. So, but pay attention to how you are talking about money, your conversations, and who you surrounding yourself with when it comes to money as well. I was surrounding myself with before we moved back. Surrounding myself with people who was like always, they were staying at their parents' house, and I'm like, okay, so how much money do you have saved up? Ooh. I don't save my money. You don't save but is your goal to move out? Like, I was so confused now.
They had jobs,
and I'm talking consistent income. I'm talking like you supposed to be saving your money, because what are you spending $3,000 on in a month? And
yeah,
and now that I'm here in that position, it's funny because again, I went broke on myself. I know.
Yeah, that's what they say. Like, it wasn't
I invested on me. Like, so
we still, you not getting consistent income. It's not the same check every month.
Exactly. So I was just like, a lot of friendships had to go separate ways because of stuff like that. Because it was a money mindset. You got
it's a mindset. Period.
Yeah, because it was a mindset of lack. Like, there was a guy I dated who wasn't paying his mortgage. I found this out after the fact, so don't think I just stayed with people. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that. But he wasn't paying his mortgage because he felt like with his consistent job that he wasn't making enough.
His mortgage? He owned it?
Kind of. It's complicated.
Okay.
But I was just like, so we can say rent for now, I guess. I don't know. But I was just like, you didn't pay it. I'm talking back pay, y'all. Went to court and everything. Found this out at the end. But I was just like, you wasn't making enough, and now you looking for a job again? Because he quit.
Because he has some.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not linear. We talked about this before. Well, you got to be wise.
But don't be silly.
Yeah,
don't be silly. So it's just paying attention to who you surround yourself with, how your money conversations are, and how are you speaking to yourself about money, because money affirmations are real as well. Like, again, money circles. My money goes around before it gets back to me. It's going around right now. Money, I'm a money magnet, stuff like that.
Money flows to me effortlessly.
Everything I spend, it comes back to me 100 times fold. Like,
I am wise with the way I spend my money.
Yeah, so it's just be mindful of how you speak about money.
We could talk about budgeting too. So Arie used to be my accountant. And sometimes I still do ask. She's good with numbers. So sometimes I'll still ask, like, okay, I got this amount. How can I spend this wisely? Or I got to pay this off and blah, blah, blah. So what are your tips, or what have you done to make budgeting easy for you?
So I've learned that I am a planner. I'm a great planner. Executing, that's the question mark. But planning, I love planning stuff.
You do.
Canva is my bestie. I make cute little
budget things,
little budget lists, template setups. Yeah, get you right. I get people right. People ask me. I probably sent out like 5 of them in 1 year. My friends was like, I need one too. Yeah, don't worry. The plug got you. Like, you know. But tips.
Or you could just say things that you've done. I would say, okay, number 1, putting all your debt in one place so that you know what you owe to who.
Especially with your what's the percentage interest rate? Especially with your interest rate in order. I think that's important. If you have income, definitely, like, I'm talking consistent income. If you have like $10,000 in credit card debt or student loans, and you have consistent income, and that's good income, at least $40K, you should be paying at least $50 or something. Like, you should be paying that off. I'm talking living comfortably, you trying to figure out where your money going. If it's just sitting in the savings, put it in a high yield savings account, at least have more interest rate on there. Interest on there. But that $10K, pay that off and get it over with. Like, what is y'all playing for?
The point is financial freedom. Hey, for those who financial freedom is for, this ain't for everybody. But
for me, some people,
for me and mine, it's financial freedom. I don't want to owe anybody anything.
Me in my house,
I don't want to owe anybody anything unless it's like, okay, like a home
or business
but
credit.
Even still, like, I don't want to owe nobody anything.
Yeah, so definitely put that in order with your high interest rates. Check out Dave Ramsey's snowball effect or avalanche effect. So basically, if snowball would look like, or avalanche, I can do avalanche. Avalanche looks like if I have $10,000, I'm putting in payments to make, I don't know, $500 a month. This is extreme, but I'm putting in $500 a month to pay that $10K off. Once that $10K is all done, I'm still putting $500 a month on the next bill. And if the next bill is $5,000, that means I'm paying it off in 10 months versus the 20 months that I just had. And then you keep putting that money, that $500 a month or whatever, on top of the next one. So if it's $1,000 bill, it helps you pay it off quicker. But if you want to see a reward quicker, then that's going to be the snowball method. Snowball method is you paying off the smallest amount first. So if you got a $1,000 one or $500 one, pay that off quickly. Go to the $1,000 one, go to the $5K, go to the $10K, go to the $25K. So, but Avalanche helps you see, like, oh, I just paid $10,000 in a year, and all I got is a $5,000 bill, a $1,000 bill, $2,000 bill. All that mean I can pay it off in less than a year. That's $8,000.
Yeah.
Easy. That's a different. I think that avalanche method would help for me, because one of my student loans is like $25,000. Paying that off, I'd be looking at them loans like, oh, that's cake.
Yeah.
So avalanche method would work for me. But I would definitely say check Dave Ramsey out. Your emergency fund, you need stuff like that, because that's what saved me.
Yeah,
having my money put up.
Don't touch it.
And don't touch it.
But you have a couple different. You have your emergency fund and your savings.
Yeah,
2 different things.
Savings is what you move to the check-ins, and then the check-ins to the savings.
Yeah.
That's the one you touch with the Kevin Hart effect. But the emergency fund is what helped me when I went through this space. So it's now like, ground zero, love you here.
Yes, but also because you know how to manage your money, it ain't gonna be nothing for you to be like, all right, well.
Yeah, so now this money is going to be like here to stay. I feel like the money had to go in order to like start anew.
But aren't you glad that we didn't like trick off a whole bunch of money to learn how to manage money?
Yeah, I mean,
it was probably a whole bunch of money.
In hindsight, I did some tricking.
But I haven't made my first 6 figures yet, and I know how to manage my money.
For sure, wouldn't go out bad like that. I can't.
Like if I win the lottery, I'm gonna be good.
Yeah, I can't go out bad like that with no.
We just got to buy up a whole bunch of property and just.
I'm telling you,
some of that's gonna sit in high yield savings account. Call me scary, but some of it is just gonna sit and make a little money.
I gotta get me a little Charles Schwab accountant, whatever. Help me, okay, help me. Yeah. But yeah, when it comes down to budgeting, put your money on paper. See what's coming in. See what's going out. Especially all your Netflix accounts. Man, if y'all don't get a Fire Stick,
that's hilarious. You can get Netflix. I do like Netflix though,
but I'm saying if you got Netflix, if you got Apple TV, if you got Hulu, Roku, if you got Disney Channel, Prime Video, Peacock, all of that. Come on now, you don't watch all them.
We can't tell you how to spend your money.
I'm just saying if you're in a space where's my money going? There. It's time to tap in. So, like, pause it or whatever for 2 months or something like that. I don't know. Stop it for 2 months. See if you miss it. If you miss it and you need it, get it back, okay? But it's also like,
I got something. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's also like figuring out, all right, well, if I don't know, use this money that's coming in, my tax money coming in, then I could spend it on this, or I could put this on my savings, or I could put an extra payment on my car loan or something like that. Like, it's almost like be intentional with your money. That's really what this whole conversation is be intentional with every dollar you get. Make it work for you.
Yeah. 2 things. I think it is important to Arie's point about keeping certain people around you, because all of our cars, my car, Arie's car, our parents' car, and our brother and sister-in-law's car is all paid off. To your point, at the time mine wasn't. I think I was the last one to pay mine off. She just got a new one.
Well, we both got new cars at that time. So 2020, we got cars.
Or you just got a car.
I just got a car, yeah. So it took 2 to 3 years for yours then.
No, it took me 2018 to 2024.
I'm saying 2020 when I just sent out that text.
Ah, well.
But yeah, so it was during times where it was like, okay, so I'm about to make something up because I do not remember. But if the number was $900,000 family debt, it was like, okay, well, they just bought a house, added on to it. They just paid this off, but then they got a doctor bill. And so it was stuff that just kept doing this. But at the end of it, it was like this paid off, this paid off, this paid off, this paid off. And so, but being holding each other accountable was good too. Now, I stopped. There has been a pause. We have not circled back as a unit.
Oh yeah, no.
And in this time, if I could be honest too, I'm ashamed to go back to that conversation. I'm ashamed because of where I'm at. Because then it's gonna be like written on paper of, dang, I'm not where I want to be, and then that's gonna be a slap in the face. But that means I haven't been being obedient. So it's just like you gotta be obedient.
In what ways do you feel like you haven't been obedient?
Staying on top of y'all, doing stuff like that, like staying on top of y'all, reminding y'all. That's why I put the paper of God you said on the refrigerator, because I even created my own for my mental health.
Yeah, I did too, but I can't remember why. I can't remember why, but
but like you will have a sound mind, stuff like that, like scriptures like that. And I created another one, basically according to John 15:7. Pastor Mike Jr. Said this, not Mike Todd. This is another pastor. He said, according to John 15:7, if we abide in you and you abide in us, then basically whatever I ask for, I got it. I can have it. So shoot, I said, okay, according to John 15:7, this is what I want. And I wrote out my list.
I think you need to give yourself more grace because you were obedient to provide us that. All you did was plant the seed, and it made us very just like cognizant of what we were spending our money on. Not to say that we always did it right, but we were aware. Mm-hmm. You just made us aware. You made us very intentional about it. Like at this point, your brother then got 15 promotions. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that, and setting up trust and stuff like that. Like you just made us aware. You just planted a seed. You made us move differently in a way, or just more aware. So I would say you were obedient. I don't think you should take on that responsibility of making sure everybody's finances is good. That's not true.
I mean, no, it's not necessarily that heavy. I don't look at it like that. It's more so like, okay, bring them back on track, because you know sometimes life get the life in and you just don't think about little things like that. But it's just reminding us to put God in a space where we remind him of what he said. That's what the obedience part is. It's not necessarily like, oh, if something happened to y'all finances, oh, I should have. No, I don't do that. I'm not doing that.
Okay. Just check.
Y'all own people. We not doing that.
Just check.
Too heavy. Get off me.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So I encourage y'all to create something like that, of reminding God of what he said. If this is the path that you want to be on as far as the financial freedom part, I started it for the generational wealth part, because there are some cycles that maybe have been passed down that I don't want passed down to my kids. Like on some, no, we need better habits now. Like, so yeah, it's just generationally things have to change when it comes down to finances. And I would like also to pass down something to my kids, you know, so that's just where I am, that financial freedom aspect.
I think it's important to remember that discipline and financial discipline is not saying you don't have the money to spend. You have it, but you're choosing.
Yeah, it's a choice.
You're choosing to use it here. You're choosing to save it and just pause for a second, or to pay off debt so that you can get ahead. What we talking about? What you said, to live in the present. However you look at it. But it's not saying that so don't feel like you don't deserve good things. I know I find myself sometimes feeling guilty. But it's not to say that we don't deserve good things. You deserve it. You can have it. You just have to position yourself to where it won't cost you. Somebody said you shouldn't buy a bag unless you have a bag to put in it. Something like that. What's her name?
Let's try again.
Cash Doll said something like, you shouldn't be buying a bag. In summary, don't spend $1,000 on a purse if you can't put $1,000 in the purse.
Okay, there we go.
Period. Like, what is you doing? What is you doing? I'm speaking to me too. It's no judgment. But at the end of the day, you can live your life how you want to live it, and there is no right or wrong way. I guess the point is, I'm just trying to make my life easier.
Yeah, well, and if you at a point where you feel like I'm ready to change something, maybe you want to try these different methods to see like if they work for you, or you know, or something like that. But
do you know also how creative and how deep of a breath you can take when you don't have to worry about your next paycheck coming, because you're gonna be good if you don't get paid the next 2 times.
I haven't felt like that in a very long time.
And that's what I'm trying to
be. Even when I had a consistent job.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because I was like, I'm quitting.
It's always something, right? It's always something.
Well, maybe, and
like, I don't get paid enough for this.
I don't. So where's my real check coming from? That's what that job was.
Child.
But my job before, when it came to working at my alma mater, I didn't think twice about it. That was a good level of peace. So.
Yeah, I just feel like I can be more creative when I'm not living in survival mode. I guess the point for me is to get to a point where I'm not living in survival, not trying to figure out
where the next check
coming from. Like, I just want to live comfortably. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
Do I have to be a millionaire?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna speak against it. I received millionaire status. At the same time, I just want to be in a position to be able to take care of me, my family, not live financially free, and to set my kids up for success in the future if I do have children.
And I feel like I can't do that unless millionaire status. Because of how giving I am and stuff like that. Not necessarily to get y'all a whole check.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, God placed a lot on my heart, so it's almost like, if you're gonna provide it, let's get it.
Yeah, but also, if I make $500,000, I ain't gonna cry.
I ain't gonna cry,
I know.
But it's like, if I made 500, I can make 500 more.
No, for sure.
So let's easy work, get to it.
I would sacrifice my millionaire status if my kids become millionaires.
Fair. I won't though.
You hear that, children?
Children,
we are millionaires
because y'all gonna get me there.
Yeah, no.
At this point,
I'm gonna
be so financially there that y'all gonna be there before y'all come out the womb, like, or because people be doing this. If your child is under this age and they can work for you, and then you can put the check in this trust fund. Like, I'm trying to be on that, but I gotta educate myself and put myself in position for that.
I think that's the hardest part.
Because what capacity do I have?
That, and also my
now.
Parents only know so much. Not to say that they don't know anything. I'm not saying that. They know as much as they know. And it's on us to also educate them. I think it frustrated me too, because I'm like, why don't y'all know this? Why don't y'all know this?
That's real.
Right?
But it wasn't accessible to them. Because somebody was like, the boomers had it easy. They would go to work, stay at the job for 30 years, 40 years, have a pension, fine. Life is great.
And also college, I was talking to my dad, and he said he spent like $2,000 on a semester or something like that.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know my life.
$2,000. What is that? It's gonna buy me books, maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't know what y'all paying, but I think Clark was like $40,000 at the time, a semester.
42-ish.
Yeah, a semester. A year.
A year.
Okay, a year. But still, think about it.
Yeah, it couldn't have been no 80. 80 is crazy.
Okay, well, let's say I probably took out about 50 something.
That was your grad year.
And I kind of was living on some of that too.
Exactly.
We had got an apartment. I just want to make sure
I
I set myself up for success. We didn't miss rent not one time. I had a part-time job and everything, but still going to school. We ain't miss rent. We was good, living good.
Yeah.
Student loan still sitting there.
And looking at us like, did you forget?
Sure did.
No.
Jesus gonna handle you, girl.
Yeah.
I forget.
I'm fine.
It's forgiven.
Yes, from my end.
Just like he forgive my sins, I've forgiven you.
Yeah.
I forgive you for tormenting me. For sitting on my credit.
I'm not gonna play with you.
I forgive you.
But you know what? In the honor of generational wealth finances, don't be too prideful to ask for help. That is one thing. I'm talking about, like, from people who offer it. Do not be too prideful, because it can change your life.
The trajectory, yeah.
Yeah. Don't be too prideful
what kind
to
of
accept help.
What kind of help we talking about?
Help could be anything, like a ride to work. Something as
right.
simple as that.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't be too prideful, because then that could be the day that you hurt your little leg. Now you limping in when you could have just got a ride, because why did you plan?
Yeah.
Or somebody offering you lunch. Get that free meal and stop crying. As a matter of fact, get a full course. Take some home. Because why are you going back home talking about, no, I'm good? Going back home to an empty refrigerator. Like, stop pissing me off. Do not be too prideful for it. And don't be too prideful to ask. Cynthia has been one who she's working on this.
I am working on it. I do not like to ask on this. Stuff.
But I am one who,
Arie will ask anybody anything.
Closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't ask, one, I'm making you aware of my need. Now, I'm the first one you think of when that situation come up. Arie's so crazy, but she did ask me though. Hey, remember that time? Absolutely. Don't be too afraid to ask. Because the worst thing you can get is a no. And if that no is too much for you to bear, get over it.
That's real.
And ask again tomorrow,
or ask somebody else.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about now. I'm not talking about asking the same person over and over and over and over and over and over, even if it's $10. Don't ask me 5 times.
And you ain't paid me back the first 2 times.
don't ask me 5 times. Don't tell me you're gonna pay me back when you won't, and then you're gonna try and avoid me. Don't do that. That's burning out your health. You have 20 friends. Looks like you about to go to friend 2 because I just told you no. Friend 3 gonna give you that money though, but don't go back to friend 3 the next time.
You gotta cycle
go to 4.
Rest of them and then
go to 5.
Come back.
Yes.
And pay them folks back. Or if you cannot, tell them that you can't.
And if it's
this is petty. See, this is why we want generation. We want to be comfortable, so we're not asking for $10.
Exactly. And don't ask me. And a kid somebody did this to their child. They say, it was a man talking to his son. Can I hold $20 until it's little James, I believe, or Samaj or something. I don't know what's going on. Look, he said, can I get $20 until to hold me over for next week? He said, Daddy, just wait till next week then. And he was so serious. And his daddy was like, I ain't asked you for nothing. I was like, he playing and mom recording, but just wait till next week then. If I had somebody who kept asking me money for some weed, if you can't afford your habit, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
It looked like you need to go on a detox, fool. If you can't afford it, or go out there and start selling it and use your product. I don't know what to say. I have no idea what to tell you.
Yeah.
If you can't afford, I can afford to get a glass of wine. I can afford to get a glass of margarita. That money is put aside. That money is put aside for my I'm just playing. What's it called? For my leisure activities. No, I'm just playing. But for real, if you can't afford it, don't do it. Don't be asking people to let you hold something unless you're saying, hey, I don't have no money right now. This application costs $10 for me to go, but I promise you, I'm gonna make it worthwhile. I'm gonna talk to everybody in the room. Here, have my $10. But you better do something for your sake, not just for me to get my $10 back.
Because the point is to get on your feet.
Yeah,
you keep asking me I'm not solving your problem, my boy.
Yeah, I'm not.
Literally, I'm not doing anything for you.
Yeah, so we're not enablers. Like, not when it comes down to stuff like that. So be mindful of who you ask for help, but also don't be afraid to ask for help. Just be mindful of who you ask and how many times you ask that person. Because if they keep telling you no and then all of a sudden you get cussed out, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. I did ask them 5 times in a row from February to March.
Ain't paid them back once.
Oh, because I did owe them $20 in December and I said I would pay them.
And most of the times, it's not even about you.
It's the principle.
Yes.
You said you was going to do it. Be a man, be a woman of your word. So all of this is financial wealth. If you're going around hiding from people, that's not going to bring you a wealthy future. If you hiding from people that you owe money to, have the conversation. Hey, I ain't got $10 to give. But don't be on Instagram flexing over me.
Yeah.
Or
smoking.
Smoking.
Or drinking.
Because that $10 is in that blunt. That $10 is in that margarita you just had. Run me my money. Okay? But no, it's about the principle. Be a woman, be a man of your word when it comes down to real life. And then that trickles down into your finances. And it trickles down into your health and your mental health and everything else. So it's just like, this went from finances to be a great person.
Just be accountable.
be a good guy.
Yeah.
Be a good girl. What?
Okay, so we talked about budgeting. We talked about
investing.
Yeah, investing.
Money mindset.
Yeah.
Spirituality and finances.
I think y'all get the gist.
Yeah, and I think this was a good video.
I think so too.
All of our videos are good, but this was good. But yeah, it's like encouragement and also see if you can use what we've been doing. And yeah.
And at this point, it's no longer the responsibility of anybody else besides you.
Literally.
Nobody else's responsibility.
Educate yourself. Okay? Educate yourself. So, thank you for watching another video of our 30-day challenge.
Yes.
Life with C and Arie. Hang in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be all right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we almost done with the challenge and
elbows and knees.
Okay,
elbows and knees.
But definitely take one day at a time. But you gotta try. Like you gotta do.
Put forth some effort.
Yes. We try not to say try because just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. You don't know and learn finances and stuff like that until you actually do it. Some people's journey is not going to be your journey. So stay blessed, stay encouraged.
And if you want to hear anything more about finances, let us know.
Yeah, we could bring somebody on here about money.
That's good.
We can figure that out if that's what y'all want, but y'all got to communicate. Let us know what y'all want. Okay? Because we want to get the people what they want. But y'all be safe out there, okay? Peace.